Matthew Warner, okay, who just hit 25K. All right. This guy is crushing it, working with Joey, working with Maddie. He's crushing it. Okay. He's going to talk about what he does when he's trying to follow up with somebody to get them to look at the information. Okay. Following up with them maybe after they've seen the information. And then after that, Andre Gordon is going to talk about closing and overcoming objections. So guys, like the rest of this day, man, we still have some other amazing subject matter coming after us. But Matthew, man, you're crushing, dude. It's such an honor to have you on this Zoom with us today. So talk to us, brother. The mic is yours.
Appreciate it, Jefferson. What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Warner. And for those of you that don't know my story, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised out there. Grew up in a really big family. And for us, money was always really difficult. It didn't help. I did the sport of gymnastics. I was doing that 18 hours a week, year round, traveling all over the country, doing events. In my senior year, I had a new head coach come in, and this guy was working with some really successful people that had the results that I wanted. They had time, they had money, they had location freedom, and they said they could teach me how to do that. And I'm like, Coach, whatever you're doing, whoever you're connected with, I'm all in, because I just wanted those type of results. And those type of people that had the results that I wanted were Joey Wilson and Matthew Thayer. And I just grabbed onto their coattail. And for the last 6 years, I've been all in on this industry, network marketing. I walked away from my job about 4 years ago, and I've been able to travel all over the world, live in some pretty dope places around the country. I'm actually down here in Scottsdale, Arizona for the winter, able to escape that cold winter out there in Milwaukee. But it's absolutely insane what it's been able to do for my life. Koshex, just in the last 100 days, I've been able to earn a little over $50,000 from tap the trade, trading withdrawals, and then also from building this business. So it's been able to change my life. And I know if it can work for me, it can work for you. But what I'm going to be talking about on this training is follow-up. And this is something that, man, I barely graduated high school, guys. Like, I am not the smartest person, but that's what I love about follow-up, because you don't have to be super smart. You don't have to be an amazing keynote speaker like all these people on this call are. You can just be a normal person. And if you can get good at this one thing right here, follow-up, you can make a crap load of money. So I titled this training, The 3 Feet from Gold. And I'm not sure if any of you have read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, but he first talks about in the book this story of this guy back in, I think it was like the late 1800s. There was the gold rush. Everybody went out West Coast and they were mining for gold. And there was this guy that I think he was a lawyer or a doctor, if I'm not mistaken. He was already doing very well for himself, but he went out West Coast because there was a lot more money in that at the time. And he bought all of the tools, the equipment, the mining, all of that. And he started digging for gold and he was making money. And then eventually that gold mine had dried up. There was no more gold. So he sold all of his equipment, everything super cheap to this like local, I don't know, some old fella that was just like a hoarder, whatever you call it. But he sold all of his equipment, his gold mine, to this guy for super cheap. And the guy basically went in, brought an appraisal to check out the gold mine. And they were like, there's only 3 more feet until you strike millions of dollars of gold. And that ended up getting posted in the news and all of that. So that guy that sold the gold mine found out, he went back to the East Coast, New York, and he read in that article that, damn, there was all of this potential. There was so much more potential that I could have mined out in this gold mine that I missed out on. So this is really like the key point of what I want to talk about in the follow-up, because you guys do so much outreach. We do so much inviting to begin with, but you focus very little on the follow-up. And that's where all of the gold is, man. There's so much potential in that. So I don't work for free. When you're doing all these outreaches, when you're texting all these people, when you're doing all these phone calls and you're sending out these invites and you're going out to the mall and prospecting people and you only hit them up one time, you're working for free if they don't get started. I'm going to follow up with you until you get started, man. Alex Hormozi said it best. It's hard to beat a person who keeps showing up every day. The game, it shifts from winning to outlasting. Going back to what I was saying before, I'm not the smartest person. I am not the best network marketer. There's a lot of people on this call that aren't even speaking on this call that are probably better than me. But all I am good at, what I know I can do, is I can just stay persistent longer than most people, 99% of the people. And that's why I wanted to say this right here. How you do one thing is how you do everything. The follow-up is a reflection of you and who you are and where you're at in your life. And that's a tough pill. That's a really tough pill to swallow. You got to look at your personal life. Where are you at in your personal life with your relationships, with your fitness, with your relationship with God or whatever you believe in? It really is a bitch to think about. Man, you're telling me if I'm not following up, that's a reflection of my personal life. Yep, it's the God honest truth. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. Start getting good at the follow-up. And you want to be a boss, not a beggar. You don't want to be that mosquito that's constantly just being annoying on these people. You want to have absolute conviction and certainty when you're following up with these people. Like I was saying before, I know you're going to get started with my business. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So there's a difference between needing someone to get started, knowing someone's getting started. Like I was saying, the conviction. Now, this kind of goes into the handling objections, what I think they're going to talk about later on this call. But here's a few things that I want to talk about that you can bring into the follow-up. So really, there's only 3 reasons why someone doesn't get started with your business. The first one is they don't believe in themselves. The second one is they don't believe in the product. And the third one is they don't believe in you. So what you need to do in order to handle those objections, I think the best way to handle those objections, if you're brand new, which most people on this call are, is just following up with them. You just stick with them over time. They will get started. It doesn't matter if you're not good enough yet, because if you're consistent, if you will do it long enough, they will then believe in, okay, this guy can, or this girl can help me get to where it is that I want to go. They may not have the brains, but they're willing to do whatever it takes, as long as it takes, until the job gets done. That's why I'm buying into that person. And that's why I believe I've been able to create the success that I've been able to create. Like I said before, I'm not the smartest person, but I will just not stop. Me and Joey talk about it all the time. Like, in order to be a top earner in this industry, you got to have a loose screw. You're not all the way there. And that's me, man. I'm not all the way there. I have a little loose screw, but I'm just too stupid enough to quit. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep hitting you up until you get started. So what should I say? Now, this is something that's worked for me a lot over the years, is I love to leverage other people's success stories. People who are winning. In the beginning, my first couple years of network marketing, I'll be honest, I'll be completely transparent with you. I envied people the people that I was close with, people on my team that started ranking up and started skipping ranks past me. I'm like, no, man, come on. I don't want you to pass me up. So in the beginning, that really held me back from achieving success in this industry. But then eventually I flipped the switch and I just started praising other people's success. So people who are on the fence that are in your pipeline, follow up with them and send them other people inside of the organization's success stories. Send them other people stories that are winning in this industry. Facts tell, stories sell. People don't care about the numbers and this and that. People want to know about you and the people that you're helping and the people that your community are helping win. Ask about them. People love talking about themselves. Stop talking about you and start asking about your prospect. That is such an easy follow-up that's helped me over the years. Like, I give a damn about people, man. And in the beginning of this industry, 6 years ago, when I first got started, all I cared about was me. And that's why I made no money. Flip the switch. Hey, how are you doing, man? How are you doing, really? What's going on in your like, talk to me, bro. Like, what's up? Okay, you're going through this. Oh yeah, okay, I get it. And really, if you can get people to open up like that, they will give you all the answers you need so that you can make the right decision or guide them down the right path to helping them get started. People don't care how much until they know how much you care. So when do I follow up? The cold shoulder. So when you send out that initial outreach, that initial invite, if they don't respond to it, I'll send a couple messages after that. Hey, are you open to taking a look? Or I'll ask them a question about them. And let's say they then respond to that. You send over whatever you need to do, and then you can confirm them for maybe a Zoom call, a coffee shop meeting, in-person event, whatever. I will not stop following up with you until you hop on that Zoom call, or until you make it to the coffee shop so that I can do a one-on-one with you, or until you come to that event a day before, 30 minutes before, 5 minutes before. Call is live. Here's the link. Are you on? I will not stop following up with you because I know we have the deal. I have absolute conviction that we have the deal. And if you see what I saw 6 years ago, you'll get started. So that's why I'm so passionate about this industry, because if I can just get you behind the information, you'll find a way to get started. So I'm just going to keep following up with you until you come and check out the info. And let's say someone doesn't have the money or the time, or they're giving you whatever objections. That's cool. I'm going to keep following up with you. day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you're eventually going to join my business. The next day nudge, and then the retention too. A lot of people, when they get someone started with the company, then they stop following up with them. They just let them do whatever. That's when the work just begins. Then you really have to start following up with people, check in with people, make sure that they're doing what they need to do in order to help them get to where it is that they want to go. How to handle ghosting. If someone ghosts you, my timer, shoot. Jefferson, can I get a couple more minutes or should I just wrap it up right now?
Keep rocking, man. I know you're almost done. You're good.
Yeah, I'm right about there. So if someone ghosts you, crack some jokes, send them a GIF or send them some emojis, like some silly stuff. And when I first started doing the outreach years ago in this industry, oh my gosh, I would have so many people tell me like, Matt, talk to me like a human. Stop talking to me like a robot. Just relax, have fun. People want to be around people that are having fun, man. So if they're not responding to you, throw some GIFs, throw some funny emojis, make them crack a joke. You don't need to be a robot. And success stories, I've helped a couple of people from this method right here, what it is that I just shared with you. I've been able to enroll a few people into this business, and they've been able to now go on and earn over 6 figures in this industry. So the key's in the follow-up, man. And I'm all in on this. AkashX, I know we have the technology, we have the compensation plan for this thing to do over $1 billion. And that's why I have the conviction, and I'm willing to follow up until you get started, because I know we have the deal. And I know that everyone needs what we got. We got the deal, man. So Jefferson, I'm gonna pass it over to you, bro. And I appreciate you for letting me speak on this call.
Dude, that was amazing, dude. You did a really good, solid job on follow-up. There's, once again, the fortunes in the follow-ups. You're talking about being consistent. You're talking about getting after it right there, which is such an amazing way to look at the business, because it's not just a one-hit wonder. It's not just a one-shot, one-kill type thing. It's like some people don't realize their brain isn't in the right space to receive what we're giving people. So we have to, it's a timing thing on this follow-up. And so that's why I will follow up with somebody for 10 freaking years, for 20 years, whatever, right? I've heard buddies of mine will follow up until they pass away, whatever. It's like you have to have the mentality of they're going to end up being a customer of mine. I want to figure out a way to serve them